Have you found yourself struggling recently to find a new MMO that really intrigues you, that grips you, enthralls you, and doesn't let go? Fear not, because you're not alone. That's a state many of us MMO victims, players, have found ourselves in. That changes today. However, as I'm here to discuss every upcoming MMO that you can set your sights on, and who knows, maybe you can possibly find one that scratches that itch you've been feeling. Before we begin, let's lay down the ground rules. No MMO will be discussed unless they are confirmed to be releasing in the West or are a company that typically does. Absolutely no blockchain or NFTs allowed in any capacity, and they have to be coming to PC. But this is not inclusive of web browser games. Despite all of these stipulations, we still have over 50 MMOs to cover. We will be discussing combat, business model, if it's known, and some swift general information about the game, but in an easily digestible format. No bells and whistles. The combat will be as follows. Action for true action only. Hybrid if it contains bits of tab, and tab for pure tab target. Also keep in mind information is ever changing, as are these games as they're in active development. So bear in mind this information is fleetingly in place. Thus, if you notice any inaccuracies, feel free to drop updates in the comments. Now pull up your gaming chair, maybe get a nice fluffy blanket, some popcorn, and get ready for quite the hefty list as we get a quick taste of what each game has to offer us. If you'd like to stay up to date with all the upcoming MMOs, including future alphas and betas, feel free to join our Discord where I'll keep you up to date by the day so you don't miss any of these possible gems. The first game on our list is Abyss Online, an open-world sandbox MMORPG being developed by Old World Labs. Originally, the game was Metagates.io and had dreams of blockchain, but as time went on, they checked the idea and moved over to Abyss Online, stating, "No real gamers would play any crypto game," as per an interview with MMO Bomb. Currently, they're in their pre-alpha stage and are touting open-world PvPvE with a hybrid combat system and a player-driven economy. Their plans are for a PC and mobile launch with a Steam release date of April 18th, 2024. As for the mobile version, hopes are that it will act like a database where players can access guild chat, recruitment, auction house, and statistics for their characters' items on the account. Plans for their business model will begin as a sub-base buy-to-play version that will hopefully ease into a free-to-play version in a few years as per their team. The second game on our list is Age of Water. Yes, they were very creative with the naming of the game, an open-world sandbox MMO being developed by Three Whale Studio under Gaijin. The premise of this game is you're in a post-apocalyptic Earth covered in water, and you'll need to not only survive against smugglers, build ships, but fight against other players in this PvPvE game. Combat is a shooter based from your boat, and if that floats your boat, you're in luck. Currently, they're in a beta stage and will be releasing on PC at an undisclosed time and an unknown business model. Coming in at number 3 is Anvil Empires, a medieval-themed top-down isometric MMO by Siege Camp. Currently, they are within their pre-alpha stage and have an open sandbox world with PvPvE and action combat. Their game boasts large-scale melee battles and up to 1,000 players and the option to attack enemy strongholds while also building your empire. You can find their game and wishlist currently on Steam, and there is no planned release date at this time. So if you're looking to do large-scale battles and this game looks interesting to you, keep an eye on this game as it develops through their Discord. Siege Camp did develop another successful war-themed MMO, Foxhole, that received a lot of praise, which could mean good things for Anvil Empires. Number 4 on our list is Archeage 2, a game I feel I barely have to explain for people, but just in case you've been living under a rock and completely missed Archeage and you either loved it or hated it, this will be its sequel. but also its prequel set 2,000 years before the original game. An open-world MMORPG with action combat being developed by XL Games and published by Kakao. The game will be on PC and console and has a hopeful release date of sometime in 2024. Some of the changes from Archeage 1 to Archeage 2 will be the Unreal Engine 5, a more focused personal story with a non-linear questing, and improved player housing and trade. I know people are rather worried about this one, but it's still one to keep an eye on. Just make sure you keep your doors and windows locked, and you know why. Moving on to the 5th game on our list is a name you probably haven't heard in a while, Ares: Rise of the Guardians, another game being published by Kakao and developed by Second Dive. This is a sci-fi MMORPG that's cross-platform for PC and mobile, currently available in South Korea as of July, with no news on a global release date as of yet. Kakao made an official announcement how they will be working on domestic launch first in 2023 and at a later time a global launch for Ares, so keep your eyes peeled. Ares boasts sleek action combat, auto combat, PvPvE, and it's free to play. So if you like space, sci-fi, mechs, guns, and cross-platform games, this might be one you stay scoped in on.
My dad tells stories of a terrible war that happened across the sky.
Next at number 6 is Ark 2, an open-world survival MMO set as a sequel to the original Ark Survival Evolved game developed by Studio Wildcard. Ark 2 will feature hybrid combat, a PC and Xbox Series SX exclusive release, free climbing, Unreal Engine 5, Vin Diesel, and of course our favorite, dinosaurs, but now with an enemy AI tribe among them. Combat within the game is stated to be more Souls-like melee third-person combat, unlike the previous first- and third-person action combat Ark possessed. As one of the many players who are having to buy the Ark Survival Ascended game in October for the Unreal Engine 5 upgrade and to keep playing as they're retiring the Ark Survival Evolved, most long-term players now have a bit of a bitter taste in their mouths. But we'll see if Ark 2 can soothe the wounds of betrayal upon its hopeful 2024 launch. Because if there's one thing that can, it's the bonds of family. At number 7 on our list is Arthdal Chronicles, a global PC and mobile MMORPG coming from Netmarble with hybrid combat. I know the name Netmarble made some of you gag a little, and that's fine, I understand why. The game itself is based on a popular Korean drama show and will hopefully carry over nicely into a story even gamers can enjoy. If you're curious about the show's setting, you can watch Arthdal Chronicles right now on Netflix to get an idea of what's to possibly come, as the MMO will expand on the show's world with new tribes, characters, and regions. Not much is known about this game, not even their combat type, and has no defined release date at this time. Fingers crossed we hear more on this game soon, since its announcement was in 2024. Another one you are all probably familiar with at number 8 on our list is Ashes of Creation, an upcoming open-world MMORPG by Intrepid Studios, and it will be launching onto PC. The person at the helm of the creative direction of this game is Steven Sharif, an avid gamer that wanted to make their dream game come true through funding a large portion at the game's inception. Ashes boasts things like Unreal Engine 5, hybrid combat, a variety of playable races and classes, and PvPvE. We can anticipate they will stick to their pay-to-play business model upon release. Currently, they're within their alpha stage and they go through pre-order phases, allowing players to obtain access for themselves in both alpha and beta phases, with a game time that ranges in months for the release. Number 9 leads us to Ashfall, an upcoming free-to-play post-apocalyptic third-person looter-shooter MMORPG by NetEase, not to be confused with Lithos' blockchain Ashfall of the same setting. Recently, Ashfall held a beta for its PC and mobile cross-platform game and plans to hold another sometime between December and January. It has PvPvE with teams of 3 for PvP and PvE minus a party of 5 for guild dungeons, and promises more more team play to come. Even though the game is free to play, they do have gacha systems within the game and plans of a cash shop as well. Plans for the release are sometime in Q3 2024, and they have lots of work planned to better improve their game after their last beta test. If you'd like to know more about this game, go ahead and click the link in the description below, as I took a close look at all of its features in the beta that just ended. The 10th game on our list is Bellatores, an anticipated fantasy medieval themed open world MMORPG from Korean studio NU. Not much is yet known about this game since its development started in 2017. What we do know is that it will run on Unreal Engine 5, have tab target, and will be on PC only. The combat is unique in Bellatores, with no class and equipment constraints, allowing you to wear plate armor and wield a sword as a mage. There are no levels, with complete freedom being given over the direction of your character. The game itself touts a large open world RVR PvP and will have a larger focus on the PvP than PvE. Although not much is known yet on the launch date, the goal is sometime Q2 in 2024, with tests planned closer to the release as per an interview with WCCF Tech. Next up at number 11 is Bitcraft, a sandbox MMORPG. This PvE game, being developed by Clockwork Labs, will be coming to PC and feature action combat. In Bitcraft, you can practice skills to build your character your way, craft, explore, and build. No release date is known yet, but you can sign up now to attempt to get in as a pre-alpha tester via their website.
Do you remember what our world was before?
Number 12. Blue Protocol is probably one of our most anticipated free-to-play anime MMORPGs on this list. This hybrid combat PvE game is being developed by Bandai Namco and published by Amazon in the West, and will have a mobile exclusive version developed and published by Tencent. While Blue Protocol is a free-to-play game, keep in mind there are gacha mechanics for only cosmetics within the game. Otherwise, do not anticipate any pay-to-win, as the Japanese release still maintains the model after its release earlier this year. The Western release is planned for sometime in 2024 after numerous delays in 2023. Camelot Unchained comes in at number 13. Camelot Unchained is a fantasy MMORPG by City State Entertainment and is currently in their beta phase, and have been in beta phase for 5 years. A lot of people are on edge given their Kickstarter began 10 years ago, and the term scam is being tossed around due to development issues, refund difficulties, and a lack of transparency of development and or even an updated game trailer. The game itself has hopes of launching with PvPvE, large-scale RVR fights with hybrid combat. Camelot Unchained will be a pay-to-play game on PC when it releases at an unknown date. At number 14 is City of Titans, a superhero-themed MMO by Missing World Media. Through action combat, Unreal Engine 5, and being the self-proclaimed spiritual successor to the shut-down City of Heroes, there are high hopes from players that this will allow them to live out their dreams as their favorite Caped Crusader, or treacherous villain. The game will be released on PC and Mac at an undisclosed date. Coming up at number 15 is Chrono Odyssey, a seamless open-world fantasy MMORPG by Inpixel. Chrono Odyssey is powered by Unreal Engine 5 and has dynamic action combat. That's typically code for hybrid combat, but we won't know until more combat is seen. The combat is further highlighted with the ability to control time and space using something known as a chronotector. There are whispers it may be free to play, but we still have yet to know what this cross-platform game for PC and console will be. Currently, it's not yet known if it's going to have PvP or even when its release date will be. But we can at least safely say we're anxiously hoping we can use the chronotector to speed through to its launch day.
Greetings, adventurer!
16 brings us to Corepunk, a top-down isometric seamless open-world MMORPG with Fog of War being developed by Artificial Core. This MMORPG has already had some setbacks due to the war raging in Ukraine. They had a Kyiv office but relocated while some stayed behind to fight. Within Corepunk, they will have PvPvE with action combat for PC users to enjoy when it launches eventually. They did state that there should be a December 2023 early access, so keep your eyes peeled as hopefully we'll get a more concrete update on this game soon. Our next game comes in at number 16, Drakantos, a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG utilizing pixel art to bring their story to life. The game, which is being developed by Wingen Game Studios LLC, will feature action combat in a PvPvE environment. You'll be able to choose between 21 heroes to play through the game as and tackle over 110 enemy types with additional heroes and enemy types on the way. Not much else is known about this game, but we look forward to seeing more about this PC game.
I have a dream. It starts in the desert.
Number 18, Dune Awakening, an upcoming open-world survival MMO from Funcom. This action combat game will be launching onto PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS, rated on Unreal Engine 5 for a fun PvPvE experience. The game is set sometime after the events within the books and the movies, but you'll still see familiar characters, including our favorite friend with slight attachment issues, Wally the Worm, as you play with thousands of others in the seamless world of Arrakis. Dungeon Fighter Overkill comes in at number 19. From the developers of Overkill Studio and Neo People comes an action MMORPG that will take the familiar Dungeon Fighter Online game from 2D to 3D for PC. Not much else is known about this game at this time, but we're all anxiously awaiting more information.
Welcome to Mythir, the land of eternal tombs.
At number 20 is Eternal Tombs, formerly known as War of Ragnarok, an upcoming action combat sandbox MMORPG run by live dungeon masters to change and shape the world around you as you play in real time, such as floods, ceiling collapses, and mysterious portals that leave you with new choices to make. The game will be buy to play on PC with an optional sub for over 2 characters. Their hope is to release sometime in late 2025.
Welcome, adventurer.
The game at number 21 may spark a memory, and that is Fractured Online, an open-world top-down isometric MMORPG developed by Dynamite Studios with action PvPvE combat. Originally, the game was being published by GamingGo, but as that deal fell through, they went their separate ways and are now planning to re-release onto Steam as an early access game on the 8th of November this year. Next on our list is Galaxies of Eden at number 22 by MIR Cybernetics, an AI-driven sandbox MMORPG where the focus is more social and AI will tailor your adventures towards your preference. The game boasts open-world housing, hybrid combat, and AI NPC dialogue and quests. This PvE PC game will be moving into an alpha phase hopefully sometime this year and has a very unique, intriguing promise. Gran Saga comes in at number 23 on the list, an anime action combat MMORPG for PC and mobile from InPixel. This is not to be confused with the blockchain game Gran Saga Unlimited. The game has already been out in Korea for over a year as of now, having made hundreds of millions of dollars since its release. But there are indeed plans for it to go global, with direct confirmation it will be released once the game is of quality the studio is happy with. Although it will be a free-to-play PvPvE game, it does contain gacha where you'll obtain grans as weapons. At number 24 is Havenhold, a sandbox MMO coming for PC from Wolfpack Games. The game was formerly known as Starkeepers, but has transformed into Havenhold as of September 7, 2023, which was a surprising change as they announced themselves at the Summer Gaming Showcase as Starkeepers. The game touts action combat sandbox building PvPvE and a hero-based game. Currently, they are gearing up to begin alpha testing in October with signups available now. Coming in at number 25 is an MMO with a lot of potential to be a resounding success or a horrific failure. Horizon Online, or Project H, or whatever title they'll decide on. This game could be set in the world of Horizon Zero Dawn and or Horizon Forbidden West, and NCSoft is currently recruiting to bring this project to fruition with Sony. Yes, NCSoft, the people behind Blade and Soul, Ion, and Lineage MMOs. Make of that what you will. There's still not enough information to formally speak upon this game, but it's still a game I keep an eye on the horizon for. Number 26 brings us Into the Echo, a time-traveling sandbox MMORPG from Etlock Studios. Currently, you can play their free-to-play web-based Journey Across Rava, an interactive story on the lore leading into the Echo, and serves as a teaser to the PC and console game. Currently, the game is in its pre-alpha phase and will feature PvPvE and Unreal Engine 5. One unique aspect of the game is they are seeking a holistic approach, making a point to focus on mental health and removal of toxicity and working towards a healthy environment. Into the Echo promises to not have unhealthy gaming behaviors that one would find in games like clicking for hours to purchase a house, or where you'd pray to the RNG gods to get the one top-tier level gear. They claim no pay-to-win will be present, won't have microtransactions, or pay for convenience, but their business model is still not yet known at this time. 27 brings us to a game that's all but disappeared into the mist for global, and that's Justice Online, a martial arts MMO based on Wen Ruyan's novel The Four Great Constables. That's developed by NetEase and already exists in China. It was making the move into Unreal Engine 5 with a Western release set in its sights for this PvPvE hybrid combat game for PC. Unfortunately, it seems NetEase has shifted focus to the Justice Online mobile game in the meantime. There's still no cancellation announcement in regards to the global release, so we're just gonna have to cross our fingers and hope NetEase does this game justice by releasing it in the West. One game that could potentially be leaving this list soon comes in at number 28. Valhalla Rising, an open-world MMORPG based on Norse mythology from Lionheart Studios that's playable on PC and mobile. With large-scale battles, PvPvE, and Unreal Engine 4, this game is confirmed to be dropping sometime in Q4 of 2023, so any month now. The Korean and Japanese versions of this game are autoplay with hybrid combat, but Lionheart Studios confirmed they were leaning towards removing autoplay as a feature, while upgrading the graphics for PC and making a completely separate UI per platform. Valhalla Rising will be coming out soon and will be free to play with gacha mechanics. Next up is Palia at number 29, a cozy life sim MMO from Singularity 6. This free-to-play PC and Switch game has already launched into early access but has plans for a full release sometime this holiday season. While the game has no true combat beyond shooting some animals, it does have action-based hunting, but the main focus is simply farming, crafting, forming bonds with NPCs, and fishing. The game is PvE only and has areas you can explore alone or with friends. Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen comes in at number 30. This high fantasy tab target MMORPG created by Visionary Realms Inc. will be focused on social PvE gameplay, but has plans for PvP later on. Pantheon will be releasing onto PC at an unknown date. It has been in development for almost 10 years now and is in pre-alpha phase, so it's evident we still have a long ways to go in waiting for this game. At number 31 comes Past Fate, a medieval-themed open-world MMORPG being developed by Icy North Games. This action combat PvPvE game is currently within its alpha phase and even held an open alpha weekend recently. The game boasts naval combat, battlegrounds, and open-world PvP. For number 32, we find ourselves on Pax Die, an upcoming social classless sandbox MMO that's inspired by the legends of the medieval era from Mainframe Industries. You'll be able to explore the world, build villages, deal with no NPCs, and enjoy open world PvPvE with action combat. The world is supposed to be essentially what we all make of it, and will quest in terms of finding clues and following mysteries as opposed to being handed quests from NPCs. Pax Die will be on Unreal Engine 5 and will be available on PC and cloud-based clients. So you can play Pax Die on your smart fridge if you want to. Currently they are in alpha phase and you can sign up now via their website. Perfect New World Online brings us to number 33, a free-to-play Eastern Fantasy MMORPG from Ironcore Game Studio. With the same IP as Perfect World comes in a new take on the old MMO with 4 familiar classes, races, and open world. You'll be able to enjoy this very creatively titled PvPvE game on both PC and console with hybrid combat. Coming in at number 34 is Pioneer, an open-world first-person shooter action MMORPG from GFA Games for PC and console. The focus will be placed on the player exploration and survival, will feature PvPvE, and be set in an ever-changing radioactive post-apocalyptic world with Soviet-era archipelagos. Hopes for release are sometime this year. Another game not to be confused to the last in terms of names is Pioneers of New Dawn, formerly named Annex, at number 35, an upcoming sandbox MMO from Arctic Theory where you'll be exploring the world after it has been rejuvenated post an ecological disaster. Not much else is known about this game yet, but we will be keeping an eye on it as it develops. Profane takes us to number 36, a player-driven sandbox MMORPG being developed by Insane for PC. This PvPvE game has action combat and will allow you to not only wield swords but elemental skills as well. These elemental skills are limited in how many you can equip, but you'll be able to discover elemental skills in the world, which you'll need to customize your character as there are no classes and no levels within Profane. There will also be friendly fire in this PvPvE game, which means if you heal or buff an enemy, well, sucks to be you. Currently they are in alpha phase with no defined release date in sight. Next on our list at 37 is Project E. Just brace yourself as we're heading into a swift list of project prefixed MMOs that still don't have set names. NCSoft unveiled this trailer last year with no more than a hint of what's to be expected. From what little we've managed to obtain, it will share the same world as Throne and Liberty, but will be taking place in a more Eastern culture. Additionally, we do have confirmation that they plan on releasing on PC and console, and hopefully we'll have more information soon. Project LLL takes the spot at 38, another NCSoft PC and console game coming. It will be a third-person shooter with a dystopian sci-fi setting that'll take place in Seoul, the capital of South Korea. It will feature PvPvE and has a hopeful release date of sometime in 2024. Number 39 takes us to Project N, an upcoming open-world MMO set in a medieval fantasy-themed world from South Korean developer Polestar Games for PC and console. This is pretty hot and fresh off the printing press, so not much else is known about this game at the moment. The next project is Project Ragnarok at number 40, a Norse mythology-inspired cross-platform strategy MMORPG from NetEase. Information about this game has been pretty quiet since its trailer released a couple years ago, but we're still holding out for more news soon. Coming in at number 41 is Project Q, a seamless open-world MMORPG being developed by Lionheart Studios as a spin-off title from Odin Valhalla Rising. Yes, the other MMO on this upcoming list. It too will have a Norse mythology theme and will be on PC and mobile. Not much else is known about this game at this time, but we'll keep an eye out. If MMO shooters are your vibe, we have yet another one at number 42. Project XT or Nexter. This third-person shooter PC game is being brought to us by Blackstone Company, and if you couldn't guess it, is set in a post-apocalyptic world. The game will be on Unreal Engine 5, feature PvPvE, and the ability to play as a Nexter, which is someone with the ability to use certain superpowers. No release date is known at this time. Riot is known for many huge and wonderful games, and we were all thrilled to hear about the possibility of a Riot MMO. Coming in at number 34 is their hopeful MMORPG that we don't yet know much about, which of course is because it's still in development by Riot Games. There is speculation based on tweets made by Greg, who was spearheading the game before he left Riot, that the game will have PvPvE and possibly action combat. But we'll just have to wait and see. We probably still have quite a few years to wait to even see what the game could be, but here's hoping it's something great. If it's not, I'm sure players will riot.
난 버나드라고 하네. 자넨 뭐라 부르면 되지?
아르고스.
Number 44 takes us to Rise, an upcoming PC console and mobile MMORPG coming from South Korean studio NXN. Not much else is known at this time concerning neither the game nor the company, but we can see from the trailer that it features a medieval setting, and we're hungry for more information since its last trailer dropped back in 2021. Scars of Honor comes in at 45, a free-to-play, pay-to-win-free fantasy MMORPG being developed by Beast Burst Entertainment. This PvPvE, faction-based game features tab-target combat that can be enjoyed on both PC and mobile via cross-platform play. Their goal is to go back to the roots of MMORPG genre, but with a more updated way of reaching those roots. They are currently within their alpha phase with no definitive release date yet known. A familiar name for some is Sky, Children of the Light at 46. A free-to-play MMO that has existed on mobile and console for a while now, but announced recently they'd be coming to PC. This open-world social MMO from that game company allows you to spawn in as a child of light to bring hope to a desolated kingdom to return fallen stars to their rightful place while working alongside others to solve puzzles, find hidden treasures, and most importantly, make friends sometime hopefully in 2023. Next up at number 47 is Soulframe, a free-to-play action, hybrid combat, fantasy open-world MMORPG from Digital Extremes. They cite Princess Mononoke and the Neverending Story as inspiration for this game, and we're excited to see more. We do know that the Earth is angry with what has been done to it and shifts during the day, which probably ties us into giving us procedurally generated dungeons and instances. It is set to release onto PC and console with no set release date as of current. Given this is done by the studio behind Warframe, it carries a certain degree of expectation from players. 48 takes us to Tarisland, an upcoming fantasy MMORPG from Tencent. If you were a fan of World of Warcraft, this game should tickle some familiarities, but Tarisland insists they are not a clone despite spawning into existence after WoW went offline from China. Tarisland boasts things like non-pay-to-win, free-to-play, and have PvPvE with tab-target combat. They will supposedly be launching sometime this year, maybe onto PC and mobile. We look forward to seeing what they bring to the table that separates them from MMOs of old. The Day Before takes us to number 49, an on and off again open world MMO survival game, if you can even really call it that, set within a post-pandemic America and is being developed by Fantastic. The Day Before was one of the most wishlisted games on Steam before it suddenly fell off into a legal battle over trademarking of their name, stating someone else had registered it before they had the chance to. Whoopsie. Their new set release date is November 10th this year, although it's still not back on Steam. It will be built on Unreal Engine 5, feature third-person shooter combat, and will be on PC and console, in theory. Whether they'll be able to make this new release date, hold a beta before launch, or will launch under a new name, supposedly Dayworld, will have to be something only time will tell. We already have a Lord of the Rings MMO, but what's one more? Number 50 takes us to Amazon Games, which is partnering with Embracer Group to develop a new open-world Lord of the Rings MMO. This announcement came recently after Amazon attempted another Lord of the Rings MMO, but ultimately failed to achieve anything of worth, and subsequently shut that project down. According to Amazon, the MMO will be coming to PC and console, but not much else is known about it at this time. There's still no official title for this game, let alone much information, as it's still within its early stages of development. The Quinfall takes us to number 52, a medieval-themed sandbox MMORPG from Valric Technology Inc. It will feature action combat for PvPvE and will have a PC-only release. You'll be able to participate in open-world PvP, time-traveling, naval systems, and it will feature a classless system, provide players a lot of freedom, and the game will also have a premium buy-to-play business model. This MMORPG shows the release date on Steam is January 30th, 2024, but it is in fact a closed beta that not everyone can join. It is, of course, a delay from the Q4 2023 beta release. Quinfall's announcement only came from their Discord and not their other socials or Steam, so unless you're part of their Discord, you would think this was releasing January 30th, 2024. They've only been in development since 2021 and are already moving into beta testing, so we can't speak too much on this game as it only has 2 videos and very little known about the content. It's unknown when the game will potentially release, but we'll be keeping an eye out. If turn-based combat is your cup of tea, then number 52 will be a potential find for you. The Wagadu Chronicles is an Afro-fantasy sandbox MMORPG being developed by Twin Drums. Their plan is to launch onto PC as a PvE-based game. The title is already rich with role-playing to aid in fleshing out yours and other players' characters, and is designed to be like a 5e pen and paper game. Each village will need to work together to nurture their communal totem and totems in the wilderness if they want to expand and buff. They still haven't quite announced a business model, but we'll be interested in learning more. Throne and Liberty takes us to number 53, a near-future free-to-play open-world MMORPG from NCSoft that's being published in the West by Amazon. NCSoft stated it will be a Q4 release in South Korea, but the global has been pushed back repeatedly due to poor reception of certain mechanics and features. The game will be launching on PC and console. Many players expressed their disinterest when it became public knowledge the combat would feature tab target and autoplay mechanics. Since the negative reception, NCSoft has removed the autoplay functionality to just focus on the tab target combat. You'll encounter open world PvP, dungeons, and large-scale battles. While they're still actively in testing phase, they're still struggling with taking a game designed around autoplay and making it meaningful for manual play. It'll be interesting to see what they can come up with and how they transition the game from being designed around autoplay to something that's not horribly grindy that requires active participation from the player. Launches hopefully sometime in 2024 after it got delayed from a 2023 release. Number 54 takes us down the way to Wayfinder, an early access hero-based MMORPG for PC and console developed by Air Syndicate and published by Digital Extremes. You can play this action combat game currently if you purchase a Founders Pack, but sometime next year they will be officially launching as a free-to-play game with the same general monetization as Warframe that's currently within the game already. They are a PvE-only game and feature heroes with mix and match weapons. Last but not least is Wanderer's Eternal World, which ends us at number 55, an open-world hero-based action combat MMO. Wanderers will allow you to enter into the world of familiar fairy tales that have been forced into a digital space. Currently, having ended one beta test, they showcase their PvPvE game where you can go into roguelike dungeons, join cooperative games, PvP, and explore the overworld itself. There is still no set release date at this time, but I would speculate it would be sooner rather than later, and we should expect to see it on PC and mobile when it does. Thank you all for going through all these MMOs with me, and I hope at least somewhere in this list you found something that sparked your interest. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to leave a like or comment to support our efforts as a channel. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. This was Mrs. Styx, logging off for now. Bye!
Through the arbor